this computer.
You can just come over here, Michelle, if you want.
A couple more. Make sure I got everyone in. How you doing? How was your Thanksgiving?
Mine was fantastic.
Yeah. What'd you guys do? Anything good?
No, a whole bunch of nothing, which is good.
Yeah.
As a business owner, that's nice when you don't have a whole lot to do. Had stuff to do, but of course, everything was on hold till today, so it was great. How about yourself?
We just kind of relaxed. I had some family over, and that was it, man. Watched the Cowboys win a game that they didn't need to win. So I'm gonna get a couple more people in here. Cool, cool. I appreciate you guys coming, man. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a good one for you because
For
you're
sure.
just like me, man. You work a lot. You're busy. It's the food, man. The food and the diet and the workouts. So I'm excited to have both you guys.
Yeah, it's funny. I had that massive heart attack back in 2016 training for Ironmans, and walked out the gym training with my doctor at 24 Hour Fitness, and I have 3 stents in my Widowmaker. It's a miracle I survived. So it almost killed me, but I'd always come home, ride the bike, go jog. I've done a lot of marathons, Ironman stuff, and then man, it just really I can never really get cut and quite get to the shape that I wanted. But, I was always pretty fast and had a lot of fun doing them and always stayed in shape. So I thought, and then walked out the gym and that happened. It changed my life. So now, I've been on all the 10X health stuff. You name it, I've tried it. I've been on it, and I'm like, I seen the difference it made to you. And I'm like, Chris is a lot of where I was. So
Sure. Yeah.
how can I, get in that kind of shape without going through shots and doing all the crazy stuff that everybody tells you to do these days. There's got to be a healthier option.
You're gonna love this. Have you started your cleanse yet?
I started it actually today, this
Okay.
morning.
How we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Michelle back here, I'm not so sure. She's she's
Well,
she's struggling. She hates tomatoes of all things on the planet. And that's I wanted to ask you or Alan, whoever. I have 4 or 5 questions about the food that's important to me, that I want to ask y'all whenever everybody gets in the group or whatever, or whenever
yeah,
you
for
want me to
sure.
ask.
So basically, it kind of works like this. I'm glad you're here. So there's like a kind of the mindset mentality call, which is what I do, and then Alan does the food nutrition. Why am I drinking tomato juice? Why is it cantaloupe? All that kind of question. So that's next week.
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of more the mindset. How like how do you manage your family and your job and all that stuff and stick to this program? If you have like hey, I don't like this exercise or like I don't understand this. That's kind of like the P's and Q's. That's a good one for Alan. So
Okay.
save those questions, or you can put them in the messages here, or you can text them to me, and I can send them to Alan.
Yeah, I'll text them to you. I put them in the app, but I didn't get a response. And just it's a couple of things that's important, Chris. It's nothing that's a big deal. And I ask him, but like eggs, I have a problem if I eat eggs with all the yolk and all that. I used to be able to eat them like crazy. I'd eat,
Okay,
7, 8, 9 eggs in the morning. I can't do that anymore. So it hurts my stomach too bad.
got it.
So I can eat egg whites, but just eating a ton of eggs is going to
Okay,
be
all right,
challenging for me. So I'm not
cool.
sure what my options are there, because I know we got to get into eggs right away, and I know they're great for you, but I just can't eat an overabundance that tears my stomach up.
Okay, I'll find out for you. Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. So
Uh,
kind of yeah, appreciate you coming. You're one of my favorite people. I'm really glad you guys are here. This is gonna be exciting. I didn't know you had. I think you did tell me you had the Ironman triathlon background. And
uh-huh.
man, same like me. I thought that was we sold Tactical Fleet, and I was like, all right, it's time to do an Ironman. Let's see how far we can go. So I hired this guy. I think it was like 5 grand. Maybe it was like 7,500 bucks. And I was like, okay, what's the plan? And he's like, here's the plan. And it was like, you're gonna run, you're gonna bike, you're gonna swim. And I was like, okay, what's the diet? And he was like, oh, that's the cool part. There is no diet. You just eat whatever you want because you're gonna be burning so many calories. And I was like, okay, so I could do, and then I quit. I quit after 6 months, and then I just started doing it myself because like there was no, and like he would kind of get like frustrated with me for not. I'd wake up and be like, all right, bike 20 miles today, and then be like, all right, run 17 miles today, and I got burned out and I quit. But this plan is more like you start with the 16-day cleanse. and that's your first big win. And I dropped 19 pounds on it. Everyone kind of text me their wins. And feel free to text me too, because I love that stuff. It gets me motivated. I put it,
Sure.
Instagram and stuff. People see it and they're like, oh man, that guy just lost 15 pounds. Um, and then you'll get a big win out the gate, and then we'll send you your meal plan, which most of these people are all on now. The meal plan's awesome. The motivation is awesome. The workouts in the app are awesome. Like if you don't know what you're doing, you just click on it. It tells you what to do, and they're all designed so you can't get hurt. Um, so you're not like, it's not, CrossFit where you're flipping tires and you're doing kettlebells and you're doing that CrossFit pull-up swing thing. You don't do any of that stuff. It's just really, really basic stuff. And I got abs doing it in 90 days, and I was pretty jacked in like 6 months.
Wow.
Uh, and then what that kind of leads me into today, what I want to talk about is like, and make sure if you don't know it, write it down. And I think most of you probably, when people have been hitting me up, I try to respond to them immediately, like when they're interested in it, because I'm like, they're probably in a place of like pain, or they know that like they got to do something like right now. So when someone and like today, the day after Thanksgiving, everyone back at work today, dude, my phone has been lit up today. Like, okay, what are you doing? I got through the holidays. I'm sure they drank 50 Coors Lights. Watched the Cowboys win, and drank and ate all that food that they didn't need to eat. They all feel terrible today. So they're all reaching out to me, which is kind of what I'm here for. Did I think I was going to be here? No, man, I'm a car salesman. And I just like it's such a good program that I just had to like get it out to people. Um, and it's taken root. Alan's got all these guys, and I'm also going to use these calls to kind of like mindset motivation. But I'm also going to have some people on here that Alan's had some big wins with. Some of these guys have lost a couple hundred pounds. Some of them have gone from like just the regular Joe to like a gladiator looking type, guy. So I'm gonna have some of those guys on here. I'm gonna have some sleep experts on here, kind of talk about sleep, just the stuff that kind of rattles around in your brain, and you don't even really know who to ask because you type that in the internet and God knows what kind of response you're going to get on something like that. Oh, do the carnivore diet. Oh, you should only drink water for a week and stuff like that. So this is just like the first thing I've ever been able to do that I actually really enjoy. All the people involved are awesome. It's like everyone's just winning right now. And then you go into 2025 and, that little, pot belly starts to go away. And for me, it was the face, the double chin. I just got off the phone with a good buddy of mine, Troy, he was a professional golfer at one time. And you would think a professional golfer would know how to like maintain his nutrition, but they don't, especially as they get older. And all his weight goes to his face. So I was like, dude, you need to get on this. So he's going to be here next week. But then it just kind of brings me back to is like, you got to make sure you know why you're doing this. And for me, it was like, okay, I didn't know what was coming for me in my life. Tactical Fleet had been around for 6 years. I've been selling cars for 15 years. It's time to kind of do something else. And I'm just going to get ready for that. Almost like I was watching a Roadhouse the other day. And I saw Jake Gyllenhaal, and he had his shirt off and he was jacked. And I was like, that's how I need to approach my life. Like he's gearing up for a movie and he's getting ready for something. So that's what I did. I just was like, Alan gave me the cleanse. I didn't ask one question. I was just like, I'm going to do it. My wife, Heidi, who's also on this call, had a million questions. And that's just not me. I was like, if it's going to make me in shape, I'm going to do it. So I just did it, lost 19 pounds. And then I was like, hey, he's going to send me the meal plan, and the meal plan is going to be where he's going to lose me. It's going to be a 50-page document, and it's going to say chicken and rice in 100 different languages. And it didn't. And most of these guys are to it now, and they're getting, the rice cake. And these meal plans have a little bit more than I got too. So kind of the point of the call today is just what is your purpose in doing this? You know what I mean? And then what is your reward? I built this vision in my brain where I was like, okay, if I can get abs in 3 months, I'm going to take my whole family to the beach. And that's what I was going to do. And then, lo and behold, 3 months comes and goes. I was like, we're going to go to the Montage in Cabo, and we're all going to go down there. I'm going to take a picture on the beach with my shirt off. I'm going to post it on the internet. I didn't even end up doing any of that, but that's what I was going to do. And that just kind of kept me going. And then, from there, went from a little more like vain, wanting to look good with my shirt off to like, oh wow, this is really cool because my wife is now getting into the program. She's losing weight, her mentality, and then the mental clarity that comes with it is like you're going to be unstoppable, especially with the roofing thing. Um, the mental clarity that comes along with it, and you're just like, wow. And then she changes, and then my kids can see it. So my son's always like, wow, Dad's like, let me see the abs, Dad. And I like show him. He's like, well, it's not as good as it was last week. I was like, all right, I'll get it back. And then he's like, let me see those veins. And I'll show him like my bicep veins, and he's just like, wow, it's pretty good. And then we'll be somewhere, and they'll be, I think like let's a flag football game, and there's 50 other dads, and none of them look the part, man. They're all 40, and they're not eating right, and they're not taking care of themselves. So then like, he'll look at that, he'll nudge me, and he'll be like, look at that, Dad. Look at that loser over there. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, he just doesn't have it all together, Holden. So that's been cool to see. And then now I know that like as he grows up, he's gonna expect that. You know what I mean? He's gonna want, he knows he's not gonna get out of shape as long as his dad's in shape. So that's kind of what the point of the call is today. Is just like, what is your purpose in doing this? What is your why? What if you have a reward or you don't? I would say come up with one. If you want to buy a new car, Lamborghini, I'm happy to help you with that. If it's something small, like you taking a trip with your wife or taking her out to dinner or whatever it is, just make sure you get it down on paper and you kind of have a goal behind it all. So when things get tough, and you're like, God dang, this is like, I can't believe I'm eating this rice cake for the 50th day in a row. You kind of know what you're working towards. And if anyone has one, that's just kind of my topic to put out there. If anything has anything they want to add, I finally got the comments to work. You can always text it to me. And I finally figured out how to save these videos. So I'm going to be posting all these on YouTube too. But that's kind of all I got. If anyone wants to shoot out some questions, let me know where they're at. Let me know where their win is as far as weight loss, how they did over the holidays. I know that was tough for some people. Heidi and I did really well because we just listened to Alan. Alan was like, eat protein and veggies. And we were like, okay, that's what we'll do. So instead of like pizza rolls and mini corn dogs, we had literally a veggie tray. And then we had meat and veggies, and like nobody noticed the difference. Like we didn't have all the cranberry sauce. Heidi did have a little cornbread, but that's okay. She deserved it. But that's kind of the topic for today. If anyone has any questions or anything on the reset, feel free to shoot it out now.
Yeah, Chris, I'd like to say something. Uh, this is a big health thing for me. So because of what I went through in my past. So how do you feel health wise? The looks are there, of course. I'm 55. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So of
Yeah.
course that's always important. The vainness of it. You always want to look good. It makes you feel better, makes you more confident, especially in our lines of work for sure.
Yep.
So how do you feel overall? Like has it really made a difference? Because I got to be honest with you, back in March, I went to a doctor up in Minnesota that's taking care of the royal family and a lot of presidents, and they done a MRI on my visceral fat in my body. So I don't carry any fat anywhere, hardly, very, very lean, except for my gut. And it's visceral fat. And that's what almost killed me before was, people look at me and they're like, how'd that happen? You're like, you're not in that bad of shape, but I carry visceral fat around my organs. So how are you feeling? Because that's what's really important to me. I'm hoping that this will help me lose that visceral fat and make me feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, I feel tremendous. I feel like I can't be beaten in anything right now. Obviously the confidence comes there. Like I go to a meeting and I'm like, I know that guy's probably hungover because he probably drank last night. I know that guy's going to be exhausted just because he probably went to dinner and just ate whatever. And I'm just sharp as a tack. And like, it's a very weird, and there's somebody on here who's in the medical business. I think it was Scott, who might not be on this call, but did like a brain scan, and he's like documenting all this. And then after his cleanse, he was like, dude, all these numbers are like crazy the other direction. I forget what he does. It's something in the healthcare business where he's like, I'm going to use this as a case study for not doing Ozempic and stuff like that, just because of the health benefits. So he's going to have all that information. But honestly, it's just like I wake up feeling good. I go to bed tired. Every day is just like it's like a blessing to be here, as cheesy as that sounds. But like Man, I feel great. I feel great. There's no soreness in my body. I am used to like today's chest day, so your chest is sore for 3 days and then it's buys and tries. I don't even get any of that because he calls it progressive overload, where he's just slowly bumping your weight up and bumping your sets up. Where like the next thing you know, you're in great shape. Like these triathlons, I can do a sprint triathlon on the weekend, no problem, without even training for it. 3 miles
Oh,
is no problem. Quick swim, 10, 12 miles on a bike. I can do that. No, I don't even have to train. So my mental clarity, it's unbeatable. It's like I kind of want to watch the movie Limitless again because where he's just like smarter than everybody. I feel like that's probably relevant now. But the only thing I get is I'm 43, so I kind of get the getting up and down once in a while. But like other than that, I have no pain in my joints. I don't wake up sore. I don't, and I've also hit the point where it's like this is just the new normal. So I'm not going to miss a workout. Um, my dog got really sick on Wednesday, where I had to go to the ER and then to the vet in the morning, and kind of the adrenaline from I thought he was going to die hit in. So I missed Wednesday, but all I really did was just reschedule it for Saturday. And it wasn't even like, and something like that where your dog's going down is the kind of thing that would normally, I would derail for like 10 days. And I don't know if have you ever tried 75 hard, the Andy Frisella thing? It's two
yes.
workouts a day. It's 10 pages of reading, this, that, and the other, no alcohol, blah, blah, blah. And I've tried it, and it's so extreme that like I could go 10, maybe 20, maybe 30 days, but when I was gonna derail, it was gonna be bad. It was gonna be like not only was I gonna eat bad, I was gonna eat as bad as I could possibly eat. And I don't feel like doing that on this program. Um, it's just gotten me very, very consistent to the point where I'm not missing. And then like now that I've got all these people coming with me, I'm like, I'm going to post me at the gym every single day and I'm not going to miss. So if I'm there, if just know that if you're doing it, I'm doing it with you is kind of the feeling I want you to have. So like, when you're tired and you don't want to do it, just be like, no, I know, and then I'll post it. And you're like, he's already there. So I got to go now too. So my mental clarity is amazing. My body feels great. The looks are there. My desire to eat like the junk, like I see gummy bears and stuff. I'm like, I don't really want that anymore. I used to pound a whole bag of those. So yeah, it's the best. It's honestly the best I've ever felt. I feel like I'm 25 years old again,
Well,
and hopefully I look like it.
You do. You look great.
Thanks, man. Anyone else? Let's see here. Scott, let's see.
How's your wife doing? By the way, I know she's on the call. I've never met her, but how's she doing with this whole thing? Because I know she'd just done a run through. I guess is she done with a reset now and going into the normal program? How's she feeling?
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
yeah. Hi, I'm Heidi. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so I'm done with the cleanse. I finished that back in November. And then I started on the plan that Alan gave me, the macro plan, and then the workouts. Overall, I had lost 10 pounds. And like the biggest takeaway for me was, I've mentioned this before, is I kind of thought that because I'm 44, so I thought what I have as fat is just is what it is. Like I'm older and I'm never going to lose it. I tried carnivore, I tried everything. So when I did this, I saw Chris's results and I was like, all right, it took me a while to get on board because he did this months ago. And I was like, I don't know about me drinking all the tomato juice and eating all that. So I came on later, but when I started it, for me, it was crazy because I lost 10 pounds, but it was like just that inflammation that your body holds on to, I guess. Like I had a cellulite on my legs, that was gone. Like just the fat on my stomach was gone. It was just crazy to me. I again thought that was something I was just going to have to live with. And that was just part of aging. And now I've maintained it and I'm gaining muscle from Alan's plan. So to see that I lost that 10 pounds of just kind of inflammation and now I'm gaining muscle, I feel so much better. Like I've mentioned it before too on here, and I know this is your first call, but I like my flexibility's improved, my strength has improved. I didn't even know, I mean, I've heard progressive overload, but I didn't really understand it. I'm still learning it, but even just bumping up the reps on the third time, like from 12 to 15, I'm like noticing I can go a little bit further with the weight, or I can do something a little bit heavier. So overall, I feel great, and I've been able to maintain the weight loss, even though I did eat that cornbread on Thanksgiving. But I feel really good.
Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Love it. No, she's been doing really well. And what's really cool is like the kids are seeing it, so they're getting more like protein and veggies and less Chick-fil-A and McDonald's like they historically get, DoorDash deliver stuff like that. So, it's cool, man. It has a really big ripple effect, and it's kind of fun to watch. And then you can see it at work. Like if you do it and you stick with it and you bring and you're 55 and you're coming to work feeling good and a little more pep in your step, your guys are going to notice it. And then they're going to be like, what are you doing at your age, especially with your, previous condition? They're going to see it, man. It's going to be really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, well I'm excited, and it looks like you have a good group of folks on here. So I'm excited, and quite a change for me. So we're going to be videotaping. We got the podcast, all that stuff going. So we're going to be videotaping the whole thing. It's going to be a whole journey. So I have a guy that's going to be around filming the whole deal. So it's going to be great for y'all and what y'all got going. So we're super excited to be a part of it. And I got to tell you, it's a real change of gears for me, because when I left Minnesota and came back home, the one thing he told me to do was exactly what you mentioned, was carnivore, 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 carnivore. Well, I went to see my heart physician the other day, and they're like, red meat's probably like one of the worst things you can eat, eating it the way that you're eating it. I'm like, yeah, I know. I said, but what's my options, and they don't know what to tell you. It's going
Yep.
to every doctor on the planet. Everybody's like, well, we know how to fix you when you're broken, but we can't tell you how to just get healthy where you don't have all those problems. It's like it's
Yep.
backwards.
Yeah, it's so backwards. They don't know how to prevent anything. They just treat it when it's too late. And you're just like, well, where did the dementia come from? What was I doing for 50 years? And now I'm like, that's the stuff they don't do it like that. It's a very backwards. You're right. It's very backwards. And then once you have the problem, then they're just trying to fix the problem. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that was a big thing for me too. Is when I started doing the TikToks a year ago. Um, I would film them, and I was just filming them on my cell phone. I'm like, dang, it's a really bad angle. I got a really bad double chin in that angle. And then I would film it again. I'm like, hey, I don't think that's the angle. And then I was like, man, I can't be on screen looking like that. So yeah, with your podcast thing, you're gonna, if you're looking good and feeling good, and people will feel it, man. They'll feel it through the computer and all that stuff. So that's cool. So you're gonna document the whole thing and kind of like,
Yeah, yes, sir.
awesome.
Yeah, we have somebody who's going around filming everything we do now. So he's going to be with me and documenting the whole thing, because I think, with my health scare when I was 48 years old, having that massive heart attack, and I was literally training that day with my doctor. It was the day Donald Trump was elected. And I took off early, went into the gym, done a big workout, and I walked out and I just didn't feel good. Man, I was eating healthy, and I walked out and fell out in their parking lot. And it was eye-opening experience, because I was like, wow, all that my doctor's with me, all the healthy eating, everything I thought I was doing right, went to a nutritionist. It was totally backwards. And I didn't know. I thought I was super healthy, and I wasn't. So I don't think there's enough physicians or enough people out there in general. Everybody wants to give you a pill or easy fix. And we all know that that's not the way to go about this. So for me, it's like, if you eat right and you exercise properly, it will be absolutely life changing. I know how to exercise, but it's like, where, in today's day and time, the eating is so much different than it used to be, so it's like, what do I eat? When do I eat? So you guys got the playbook, and I've seen the results. So that's why I'm super excited about it. And I want to tell everybody when this thing works, because, I was hoping the carnivore thing would work. And I've been doing that since March, and it just hasn't. I lost a little bit, lost some inflammation, got a little bit lean, but it just really didn't make a difference and get me where I wanted to. And I feel sluggish because I have all this meat in me all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's just hard. I work out and I just feel really sluggish. So now I'm excited about this. And when this makes a difference, I can't wait to tell everybody, because there's not enough, if I always felt like if you had the magic wand and you could wave it, there's one thing that money or nothing can buy, and that is health. When you wake up every day and you feel good, which you guys know this being on this call, that's why you're here. You feel amazing. It's a different feeling. You're like, you know what? Money and all that's great, but man, just feeling healthy is so life changing. You're like, I want to live it. I want to live it longer. You're
Yeah.
not like, man, this kind of sucks. You're like, man, this is fun. I feel good. I look
Yeah.
good. Life is just great.
Yeah, for doing what I do and selling expensive cars to people, it's like I told someone this maybe 10 years ago. I was like, the really, really rich guy is the guy that, yeah, he can buy the Lamborghini, but he also looks great. Because that's not a large percentage of people anymore. You can get the financing to get the Lamborghini, it's like, but how do you, and that's what got me really interested in it. It's like, how do you maintain a relationship, with your significant other, be a good dad, show up to the gym, eat what you're supposed to eat, just be a better person for society. How do you do all of that? And the percentage of people that can do that, and the percentage of people that are even trying to do that is like this big. And the ones that can even make it work and sustain and do it sustainably is like, it's none. Nobody does it. So yeah, and that's kind of why I put this group together, because I was like, okay, I'm 7 months into this. How do I keep it going? Because I don't want to deviate or go back, because I'm not going back. I'm not going to ever look like that again or feel like that. And then what are the benefits? This is what a private wealth guy told me. He manages some of the richest guys in Dallas, millionaires, billionaires. He's seen all, and he knows them all too. So he's, if they're having an affair on their wife, he knows about it. If they're not paying their taxes, he knows about it. And he said to me, he goes, if you can get to 50 before your demons get to you, then you've made it. And that just kind of stuck with me, because we all got the demons, whether it's whatever it is, gambling, sugar, whatever it is. If you can get to 50, then you can probably get to 90, and you can maybe get to 100, and hopefully with some technology we're over 100 one day. But that's like the true test. And if you can get ahead of it now, instead of when you're like, in the hospital and the doctor is like, well, why don't you just try this pill for 50 grand or whatever he's going to charge you for it. And then yeah, you're going to be in a very, very small percentage of people. So yeah, that's very exciting. Anyone else? Jason Mohammed, how you doing, man? You still on?
Hey, good. I'm good.
How was your Thanksgiving?
It was well. Hung out with the family. I stick to the diet, just like you guys, just turkey, veggies, stayed away from the carbs pretty much. But it's been good. I think I kind of hit a rhythm with the workouts. So my biggest thing has been like time management, So I'm a physician. I work only in hospitals. But I have 3 boys, 3 kids, so just like you guys, busy. So just juggling, workouts, eating, family time, career, all that. But just to echo what you said, Chris, is it's really been like an inspiration for everyone around you. Like my kids are like starting to be like, wow, and I can see it in them that they're trying to do better too. So I think all around it just kind of elevates like your whole life. Like, you feel better. Your people at work, like, what are you doing? Like, the changes are already visible.
That's awesome.
And it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep seeing the progress.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, and then when something does show up one day, you'll be ready. Like, because something's going to show up. You don't know what it's going to be, and you'll be ready.
Yeah. But it's funny you guys say like it's true, like that there's not a lot of preventative medicine. It's all, you're admitted. Now what do you do after this? But like the medications are just kind of like, to kind of nothing really addresses like your core lifestyle, right? So this is what this is for. And also like to maintain it. So the diet's like, 3 months, 6 months, but this is like a true like lifestyle change to hopefully maintain forever, you know.
Totally. Yeah. Are you tracking anything like medical wise? Or are you just kind of
I'm
putting,
not. No, I'm not. But I mean, I can just tell you like how I like. So how I felt after the cleanse was like a superhuman. Like you just feel like everything is just you feel clear. You feel like you have energy. I mean, I was pretty much like drinking like Celsius every day. You know, eating. I thought Chipotle was healthy. You know, like kava, Chipotle, all that stuff. But like taking that off for like 3, 4 weeks, you feel like just like a totally different person. It's really like cliche to say it, but your whole life like changes.
that's awesome, man. Yeah. It's been, it's cool it's cool to watch your progress. How much weight are you down?
So after the cleanse, I lost 13 pounds, and currently I'm down about 10. But like the clothes fit better. Like the belly fat is definitely down. I can tell that, you know, more toned. I think overall, like you just look better, you know.
Yep. Are you liking the workouts?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, the 6 days a week is pretty intense, and I'm used to like I've always been used to kind of like heavy weights, like reps in like 8 to 12. So with like the 15, 20, even 25 reps, I'm still getting used to that, you know, like especially the supersets. Like after like the fourth or fifth superset, I'm like gassed, you know,
Yeah.
and then doing the 15-minute cardio at the end, it's been a struggle, but I'm getting through it.
Awesome. Yeah. I think I'm doing like 50 and 60 reps now. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
it's crazy. And it's
Yeah,
taking longer to get through the gym too.
yeah,
So, cause yeah, when I started, I was usually in and out in like an hour, and
yeah.
now it's more like an hour and a half. So I'm kind of, yeah, you got to keep it moving for sure. Um, Anyone else have any questions or concerns or comments or anything they want to toss out there? More than happy to help. Mark, Mark Rafferty, have you started the cleanse yet?
I started today, so
How's it
I'm
go?
two
How's it
two
going?
down.
Down 2 pounds? Okay.
No, down to 2 meals.
Down two. All right, there you go. Yeah, the
I got everybody
first
in my
2 days.
office laughing at me because I got celery and cantaloupe and tomato juice to lunch. But it's all good.
And they won't be laughing long. Trust me. They'll laugh at you for a week, and then they're gonna be like, "All right, what are you doing? Why are we eating, McDonald's and what do they eat? Where I eat Chick-fil-A and stuff." But yeah, if you can get the first 2 days are tough. That is my only like warning to all this is like the first 2 days are not easy, because you're gonna get the headache and the sugar withdrawal and all that weird stuff, and then by day three you're cruising, and day eight you're like halfway done, and then you'll be down some pounds too. So first 2 days are tough, and then I cut out everything like pre-workout, reds, greens. I kind of want to pull out what I used to take. It was like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. Collagen I thought we needed, creatine I thought we needed. I was eating the wrong protein. I had a meal replacement shakes, which are not good for you at all. So I would take out all that stuff, and then man, you'll be good. Do you have like a reward you're going after, or a purpose for doing this, or are you just trying to get back after it?
Yeah, not yet. I'm putting one in place, but I just want to get started. Kind of tired of walking the line, just ready to go all in and see what happens.
Yeah, man. And tag me and stuff, or shoot me updates and stuff too, because I kind of post it on Instagram. People love it, and it's, like I was saying, today is that first Monday, man, and they're all texting me and DMing me now, because I feel good, and like I didn't, we didn't hide it, and I didn't deviate it at all for Thanksgiving. So it's kind of weird now. Now the holidays and stuff are just kind of turning into other days, where you're just like, why did I dedicate 7 straight days of drinking for Thanksgiving? Like, why was I doing that? Why did we feel like we had to watch TV and do that for 7 days? When now I'm just like, yeah, family comes over for a few hours, and then you just get back to what you're supposed to be doing. It's a whole better lifestyle. But yeah, I'm excited you're here, man. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
No problem.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mark, we're going through this with you. So
yeah.
we're on our first day too, second meal in, and I just keep telling myself nothing tastes as good as sexy looks, right? But I'm only on my second meal. I'm not 2 days in yet.
Yeah, you got to have a mantra too. You got to have your
Yes.
mantra. So that's a good one. I'll write that down. What was that again?
Nothing tastes as good as sexy looks.
There you go. There you go. Well, cool, man. That's all I really got. Unless anyone has any other questions or comments or having trouble with stuff, Alan will be here next week. Like I'm saying, we're going to get some guests on here to kind of, I'm trying to turn it into it's like a Zoom podcast where it's going to be cool because I don't want to just be here repeating myself over and over, but I'm going to make it worth your time to start coming back and, keep me posted on your wins. And if you have trouble with anything, I'll find out about the eggs too. And I will save all this and put it on YouTube so you guys have the link. And I'll get us set up so you're getting text messages, alerts automatically. So I don't have to keep sending them to you guys. But I'm starting to get the technology part down. I finally got the computer. One day my camera died. But yeah, man, I'm excited for all you guys to be here. If you need anything, you know where to find me. If you have any questions for any of us, just holler at us and we'll keep it moving, man.
Hey, Chris, I just wanted to chime in really quick and just let you know I'm so proud of you and Heidi. I think this is amazing. You guys are super inspirational. And, I think, Candace and myself always thought of ourselves as being, in pretty good shape and on point with a lot of this stuff. And man, were we wrong. I think we were decent, but it just shows that you could always do better. And I just again want to thank you guys.
No problem,
seeing
man.
how happy you guys are and knowing how happy you guys are, it's that's why we're doing this. So thank you guys for sharing and being
Cool,
vulnerable too.
Yeah, how you doing up there? Brian's trying to go the other direction and actually gain muscle and weight. How's it going?
Yeah, we're doing good. Yeah, I think I lost like 8 pounds during the cleanse, which as you know, I called you about halfway through and was like, hey, can I not do this? And I'm starting to look a little bit too skinny. But yeah, I've been doing the workouts the best that I can. I've been kind of dealing with some back stuff off and on. I'm gonna go get a shot today, which I'm hoping is gonna help, like a PRP deal. But it's been good. The food's been good. We definitely cheated on Thanksgiving, and feel convicted about that. But we got right back on the day after, and yeah, we've been doing good. Definitely the energy has been helpful, and when I was actually during the actual cleanse portion of it, I felt like my back was probably the best it's been in about 6 months, which is pretty interesting. So, eating clean obviously is just helpful for, some of that stuff as well. So we're doing good. We're doing good. We got a long ways to go though. We're, probably about a couple of weeks, I think, into the kind of eating plan.
Awesome. Well, cool, man. Keep me posted on it. Glad you guys are here.
Of course.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate everyone. Everyone have a good week, and we will see you next Monday with Alan. So save your diet and nutrition questions for that. And yeah, let's keep it going. All right, that's all I got. Recording.